So before I came to the Middle East and before I came to Israel and Lebanon, all I knew about these countries was war.
There's been a brief exchange of gunfire between Israeli and Lebanese soldiers along the border between the two countries. No injuries were reported, but the incident highlights the frontier tensions that linger between Israel and Lebanon.
Hello. Thank you, bye-bye. So this is Beirut, everyone. I'm super nervous driving here. It just seems shit. What the car racer, guys? Super safe. Far out. The roads are chaos, holy crap. Our guide Raja Samid here in Lebanon, he is such an interesting, unique person, not only because of his personality, but he was also in the Lebanese army, and from that he transitioned into being a mountain guide.
Lebanon and Israel, we even don't recognize Israel. For us, it's still Palestine.
Yeah.
I'm Raja. I am mountain guide from Lebanon. My job is to take people to the mountain, skiing during the winter and doing paragliding during the summer.
Actually, we were skiing on Mount Hermon, but on the Israeli side.
Really?
Wow.
And now we want to ski in Lebanon.
Yeah?
We actually hiked into Lebanon from Israel.
Yeah?
Okay.
And when it was?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday morning.
Yesterday, you were there yesterday?
Now you can stop filming just to understand the story.
Mount Hermon is a unique mountain because it sits between three countries, Lebanon, Syria, and Israel.
And in Israel, the country often cites Lebanese militia Hezbollah as the greatest threat to the country. But there's a spot on the northeastern tip of the Golan Heights, conquered by Israel 48 years ago, that protects the border from more than one militant group. Our defense correspondent Shai Ben-Ari met with the troops atop Mount Hermon to find out.
A long ascent to the highest point in the country. Mount Hermon is located at the northeastern tip of the Golan Heights, conquered by Israel from Syria in the Six-Day War of 1967. The terrain has an unearthly quality to it, almost moon-like, and it is dotted with a number of Israeli army outposts.
Pretty cool to be here and see all the different people and how they all just love the nature and the holy mountain. Satisfaction guaranteed!
Okay, my name is Nabi. I'm here in the ski battle in the mountain. צוות חילוץ. That's it.
Chief ski patrol.
Chief?
Chief, head of the ski patrol.
Ski patrol, it's the same. Chief the ski patrol. אני מנהל צוות חילוץ באתר החרמון. השינוי הכי טוב זה התרבות הגלישה שהתחילה להתפתח גם בחרמון. האזור הוא טוב, נחמד, רואים כאילו גבוה, כי אנחנו הנקודה הכי גבוהה בו בארץ, אבל כאילו הוא נותן לך תמיד שאיבה, כאילו לבנון לידך, סוריה בצד השני, ומקווים לעוד רכבלים שנגלוש גם בלבנון, גם בסוריה, וכל האזור הזה יתפתח ונגדיל את החרמון יותר.
Prime conditions. This is the conditions we'd be skiing back home, so I'm super stoked. All right.
That's where we're skiing. It looks super fun. But it is going from Israel to Lebanon and then back again, so it's also a little bit exciting.
Feeling a little anxious just because Rami just said that we have to put our gear on before we reach the top, just in case we get shot at. All right, should we start hiking?
We should. And we have faith in the universe. Please, angels of protection, be with us because we are only here for the peace. Hiking
So Rami's just informed us, he just yelled out to us that we're about to cross the border. And we just have to be careful where we put our gear on before we actually reach the peak. Just so we don't get shot at or anything.
Janina is ready, so just give us 10 seconds.
Copy, dropping your tag. 3, 2, 1. All right.
We went to Lebanon.
Boom!
Boom.
And we came back.
And we came back alive.
We're alive, we're safe! Woohoo!
Strongest coffee I'm probably ever going to drink in my life. Wish me luck. Good luck.
Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
Good. I like it.
Like warmly welcome. Yeah. And like the extended family.
I started hearing about Mount Hermon maybe 10 years ago. I was not coming here because it was far from my house and it was a little bit mystical.
So we just passed the army and we're going up to the mountain, Mount Hermon, and we're currently in no man's land.
So I came here and I met Mehdi, who's my friend. He really knows the mountain. He showed me everything about the mountain and I fall in love with this mountain. When you ski or when you walk in the Mount Hermon, you really feel the mystical of this mountain. Because if you want to go back to the history, when the disciple of Jesus asked him, "Who are you, a man or a God?" he came here to the mountain and he showed them his face of the God. The mountain is always here, but the people change. From 1,000 years, they are sometimes in war, sometimes friends, sometimes enemies, but they all unified around the mountain. So these mountains can be maybe one day the union of all this civilization. Look, we are almost on the top. We just passed the border between Lebanon and Syria. Lebanon have the peak on the left, who's 2,880 meters, And then the other peak you will see on our right, where you will see the United Nations point. This is 2,820, and this is the peak is in Syria. This is the highest point in Syria. You have to remember that we are in the summit of a big conflict who's between the Arabs and Israel. But when we reach the summit and we will get received by the Nepali, who are with the United Nations, they were a little bit anxious or not very friendly.
We wanted at least to go to the Lebanon peak, but then they told us that we couldn't because there were landmines there.
When we're at the top, there was a lot of confusion.
They were telling us, no, you can't go up here.
Also a little bit of excitement to see a new military presence that wasn't Syrian, that wasn't Israeli, and that wasn't Lebanese.
Then when they saw that we are skiers, things changed and they was skiing with us, which is completely different.
To ski their first run in their life and hang out with us, and then they boot packed all the way up, which would have been like 4 hours, and they only brought a pack of cigs.
Go. I can't believe, I'm so nervous for them to boot pack all the way back.
Imagine that they came down here today to ski their first run in their life. No.
Oh my gosh. Well, kudos to them.
Yeah.
Very courageous.
They are. I love their spirit just coming down here. You know, it's like a kid not knowing, you know, you don't know what what's gonna happen. You don't know how hard that boot pack's gonna be.
They have no water.
Yeah, true. But they have snow.
Snow's bad to eat.
I eat snow sometimes.
Yeah.
All the time, actually. I guess for them, this is gonna be a big adventure, you know?
I think they're just stoked.
They are stoked. They're having fun.